Hey guys, somebody asked about number 38 on the review number 3. They had a question about it, so I'm posting a video here. If there are any other ones that you need worked out or have questions about, you can let me know in any of the comment sections, because I get an email every time you leave me a comment somewhere. So let's talk about this one. Here we have the square root of 3 and the square root of negative 3. So first, what I'm going to do is change out the negative 3 under the radical, changes this to a square root of 3i. And then same thing here, so we're going to change this to the square root of 7i. All right, then we can multiply the square root of 3 and the square root of 3 to get a positive 3. The square root of 7 and the square root of 7 to get a positive 7. And then we have two i's, so this will become I squared, because I and I multiplied together is kind of like when you have x times x, that's x squared. So this will give us a 21 times I squared is the same thing as negative 1. So this will be negative 21 for the first part. Now we had to stop at the minus sign because we can only simplify the multiplication together, and then we're going to do this term together, and then we're going to simplify this one together. So after each minus sign, we'll simplify. All right, so this first part is negative 21. The second part, we have a minus from here, and then we have square root of 3 and square root of 3, so that simplifies to the 3. The square root of 7 times the square root of 7 is 7. And then here we have I squared, which is a negative 1. This one we have I to the 7th power, so we're going to split that into a bunch of I squareds. We have I squared, I squared, I squared, and then an I, so that's 2, 4, 6, 7 i's. Each of these I squareds becomes a negative 1. So now we've got negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1, which is a positive 1I. So multiplying out here, we have 7 times 3, which is 21, and we have the I again. All right, and the last part is just the square root of negative 9. So we're going to change this to the square root of 9i, and we can take the square root of 9 to get minus 3i. Last part is just to simplify any like term. So we have a negative 21i and a negative 3i. Since this is not multiplication, we're just simplifying by adding the coefficients. So our final answer then would be negative 21 minus 24i.